Because every day for the next 4 years, if you think the news sucks today, tomorrow it's going to be worse. And today it is worse than yesterday, of course, because we have a despicable human being, a sociopathic, pathological, lying, narcissistic pig in the White House. And all the people around him are totally incompetent because he hired them. And all the Republicans that were elected, oh God, are so incompetent. And there's so many of them. And they're all so bad. Anyway, farmers continue to lose their farms. We're going to see a lot of that news, and ranchers. We're just starting to see the spin-off, the side effects of all the massive federal workers that have been just fired, rudely so, being told they're not doing a good job when they were. Veterans, hundreds of thousands of veterans are getting fired, and their rugs are being pulled out from under them. So that's that, right? We woke up this at the break of the day overnight. Another 25 Palestinians had been murdered, and here's some just god-awful news, right? This genocidal ethnic cleanser Netanyahu and his right-wing, it's weird because they're Jews, but they're like Nazis. But anyway, these assholes, which is why, hi Tam, sorry the news is so bad, which is why, these right-wing, just jackboot thugs like we now have in our country, into the West Bank, beat maybe to death, nearly to death, the Oscar-winning director who just won an Oscar at the Oscars 2 weeks ago for his film filmed in Palestine, about the Palestinian experience. And they purposely targeted him because he was the director of this film, and they wanted to punish him for it. And he disappeared. He's been hauled off into Israel, maybe dead already, beaten, and kidnapped. So that sucks, man. I mean, god damn. And 25 Palestinians were bombed overnight and murdered in Gaza. And the official death toll is 50,000, but I think it's assumed that it's actually probably closer to 200,000. Right on. Love you, bro. Sorry about the fucked up world. Or if you're not a guy. Anyway, so the leak, there's all these layers to it. The incompetence, their stupid excuses, them blaming the guy they sent shit out to. Oh, right on, bro. Fucking love that, man. Love that. Oh man, awesome. Good for you. God, I wish I knew there was any protest I could go to. I really would love to be around people. But the Signal app, of course, is a way for them not to be subject to any sort of free access to information down the road, right? They're doing all this outside of government channels because they don't want to, because they know what they do won't hold up to scrutiny. It's just so, anyway, it's gonna be talked about a lot. In any other scenario, these people would be fired or prosecuted. They all violated the Espionage Act, right? And on the day after this happened, Tulsi Gabbard put out a threat to people who don't handle classified documents properly or something like that. I mean, right? She was like threatening herself to go to jail. And it's so sad because she almost was a really good representative of this state. My Congresswoman, Tulsi Gabbard, seems so normal and like such a shining star in the Democratic Party. How could any person switch over from giving a shit about women's rights and voting rights and gun safety and the environment and just throw that all under the bus and then go to the side of the Nazis? I don't get it. And we keep hearing these idiots talk about policy, that Democrats have no policy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Or the dipshit who says, oh, and they think that they sound smart when they say this. Well, I mean, I don't like Donald Trump, but I really like his policies, like they're smart or something. It's just insane. There are no policies. They don't have a plan. They are incompetent. All they seek to do. Oh, and Pete Hegseth. This is just the beginning. This is like holy war shit to him. He's a white supremacist freak, fucking devil worshiper. Calls himself a Christian. He wants. This is fucking Christians against the Muslims, in his fucked up mind, right? He want. And then, oh God, it's so bad. These are holy wars. We got a guy wanting to wage holy wars. In addition to stealing Mexico and Greenland and Panama and Canada from the people there. Oh, God, anyway, okay. Homan, the czar of the deportations, who belongs in prison himself. God, would that be great. Just like it would have been great to see Trump go to prison, which he deserved. It would have been so great to see, or would be so great to see Homan go to The Hague for crimes against humanity. They're just defying this judge. They're just acting like it's a fucking game. They talk about this judge like he's the one breaking the law. Oh, they've tried to injunction. They've had injunctions on 60 plus. They're attacking. They just don't like Donald Trump. No, he commits so many crimes. You have to meet all of his crimes with all of this resistance. It's not. There's no bias. It is just so, and everyone sees through these stupid arguments. Oh, everyone's just biased against Trump. No, he's a criminal, racist, rapist, murderer, traitor, seditious, fucking. He's the worst person on the planet. How many people, in the end, if you tally all the people he will injure and kill, how many people will that be? And it's just he's just breaking toys for the fun of it, right? Jesus, it's so sad. But Holman just looks like an alcoholic. If you don't know what a guy his health is not going to last, all America can do is pray for a freaking medical intervention or medical emergency for Tom Homan. Oh my God, just the most disgusting human being ever. Every time he speaks, it's just this evil fucking. Either he's worshiping the devil or he is the devil. I mean, I'm pretty sure everything he's doing is what some sort of evil entity would do. It's not funny. It's just sick and gross. Anyway, just like he is. Every time and it's this notion that, we don't, a lot of terrorists have never committed any crimes. They have no criminal history. Just because they don't have a criminal history doesn't mean they're not a criminal. Oh my God, and this is what's freaking out America, man. People are sad, depressed, worried, scared. I just want to go to sleep and wake up in 4 years. Can somebody provide that service? Can you just wake me up in 4 years? If the earth is still here. In upstate New York or somewhere in New York, there is a state park named DJT, Douchebag Jackass Trader, or something similar. And the wonderful people of New York want to change that name. And they got a petition going. They got 100,000 signatures on it. And I hope they are successful, because nothing should be named after that insurrectionist, seditious traitor. He's selling appearances at the Easter egg hunt for $200,000. He's selling a dinner with him for $5 million at Mar-a-Lago. And I got a question for you. Okay? Because there's more layers to it. Because these are people that just bribe, give bribes, take bribes. It is a world of bribes, just lining pockets, taking advantage. When you pay $5 million to have dinner with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, how much more money do you have to pay to have dinner and a top secret document with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago? I bet there's a whole nother tier there, For $25 million, you can get a look at some top secret material. But for $5, you can have dinner with him. I bet there is just so much nefarious shit going on there. And I would not be surprised to find out if that were true. Of course, there's a whole bunch of just god-awful executive orders being signed today. And we'll be reporting on those tomorrow. Because it's going to be a whole bunch of new fallout. Of course, we're going to be new injunctions against more violations of the law that these executive orders will assuredly be. And then the dipshit Republican Russian propagandists will complain, oh, the snowflake, oh, they're attacking him. There's so many injunctions against him. It's not fair. How come so many injunctions against him and not against Biden or Obama or anybody else? Because he's a criminal. And it's obvious to all of us, he's a criminal. So that's why there's injunction against him. I mean, everything he does is a crime. He doesn't know how to do things that aren't crimes. Oh, anyway. Yeah, and then we still have all these people locked up. They haven't been let out. They've now been in lockup for weeks, illegally, unjustly, in torturous manners. People sent to Guantanamo Bay, disappeared into an El Salvador prison camp, concentration camp, never to be seen again. Those people, those poor guys. I mean, no, they're not even allowed to talk to each other. They're in there in shorts. They have no clothes, right? They're starved. Their calories are restricted. They're not allowed to speak to each other. There's no sheets, no blankets, no pillows, no mattresses. Just a metal slab to sleep on, and a big room, 80 people per cell. And if you wanted to be a monk in a monastery who never spoke for the rest of his life, who lived in an austere way, I mean, that's the only scenario where you might be okay with all that. And even then, it would probably be pretty hard. Anyway, I got homework to do. I got to go to class. I'm ashamed to admit it, but 2 weeks ago, I did not know what day it was. Alberta, hell yeah. If I was drinking, I would be drinking this. I bought this just to say sorry. And the only whiskey, I don't drink much whiskey, but when I drink whiskey, it's going to be Crown Royal. So, yeah, I got homework to do 2 weeks ago. I didn't know what day it was. I thought it was Tuesday on Wednesday. My class from home on Zoom is on Tuesday nights. And 2 weeks ago, I was so focused on doing this news, which was the distraction that screwed me up a little, but it's basically been pretty good, I think, for my mind, getting it back on track, getting my wheels on the ground. As awful as the news is, it seems to be therapeutic to talk about it and to report on it. And then in Idaho, this lovely lady started a movement. They have sold so many shirts. They had this huge gathering of people to celebrate love, and they did chalk in front of schools, the West Ida School District, and then before school started in the morning, most of it got washed off, because in Idaho it's a struggle. That's this part of that story that's amazing, right? It's like, oh, everyone is welcome here is controversial. Some people don't agree with that. Oh my God! Hopefully we'll get some new voters to enter the voting realm, and hopefully we'll all live through this. Holy smokers! Holy smokers! So yeah, I got to do homework. I got to figure out what my homework is. I got to do it. I got 2.5 hours till class. At least I'll show up to this class. I try to go to every class. If you're not smart, you need to be smart enough to show up to every class. And at least have perfect attendance, and then also hear everything you're supposed to hear, and be told when you're supposed to do stuff. Anyway, so yeah, and then last week was spring break. So in this school, it's spring break for like 6 weeks because every school has a different spring break, and we don't hold it against you Canadians for not coming to Maui, for canceling your trips to Hawaii. Although I could see the conversation in Canada, it's like, well, I cancel all my other trips, but I'm not canceling Hawaii. Like, yeah, I get it, man. We don't want to give up on Hawaii. There is no winter like the winter you spent a week or two in Hawaii. I know, so sad. above a meth lab. Oh, I love that. I know, it's crazy, huh? What we could do so much stuff better. Like here we have Lahaina Luna High School, the oldest high school west of the Mississippi River, the oldest school west of the Mississippi River, opened in 1831. It is a public free boarding school. It has 60 kids that would otherwise be orphans or living on the streets or foster kids, whatever they would be. These kids are safe. They're in school all the time, right? And it's a free public boarding school, right? What if we had free public boarding schools for any and all kids? And what if we just invested heavily in them? So that the most neglected kids would be the kids with the most advantages, because there was so many good resources in their school growing up, being kept from harm, being encouraged to do well, being given opportunities to do sports, music, art, poetry, in a safe, happy, healthy environment, well fed, well cared for, well protected, right? What if we could get all of our children in our country and in every other country also to the age of 18 and maybe beyond without being traumatized, right? That would be an investment in the future, right? And this should be all the way down to like age 2, right? I mean, why have a foster care system when we could have a killer boarding school system, right? We don't need orphanages. We just need a boarding. And then, of course, any child should be empowered to choose to go to school instead of home, right? Oh, I know, it's terrible, our system. But just imagine if kids were empowered and they were told, I can choose to stay at school all the time if home isn't safe. If you're being abused at home, if you don't want to go home, you could just elect to stay at school all the time. And then behind that, also what we could do, which would just be so great, eliminate all alimony, all child support payments, and just every child born, for every kid born, give those parents $1,000 a month, right? And if they split up, the money splits up. And just $1,000 a month per kid, right? Okay. So now you solve childhood poverty. But if that kid's not being served well by his parents, he could just choose to go to school all the time. And then the parents lose their subsidy. If they're not taking good enough care of their kid and their kid wants to go to school all the time, they lose that subsidy in case they were just taking advantage of it. And that then transfers to the school and to that kid and into a savings program for that kid for when they get out of school, right? That would be a simple way to clean up a whole bunch. And then there'd be no incentive to monetize divorce, right? You want to keep families together, make it so there's no advantage to divorcing someone. How do you solve divorce? Get everyone, when they love each other, on the eve of or a week before their marriage, just say, hey, explain exactly how you would split everything up now while you love each other, right? And stick to it. We don't need divorce court ever. We need no divorce. We just need parents to decide how they're going to split shit up when they're getting married, right? And then stick to it. And then, we incentivize people staying together, raising their kids, doing the right thing. Anyway, wouldn't it be great if the poorest, most disadvantaged kids had the most advantages because they were at school all the time, and school was like this combination of like a freaking university and the YMCA? You know what I mean? Anyway, these are the things I think about when I'm daydreaming about how to make the world a better place. It all starts with our kids. Well, you could say it starts with the women who are going to have the kids, right? Women's health care. Anyway, all right. I got to shut up. What time is it? 20 minutes. All right, that's good. I got to get to my homework. And so, yeah, all the bad news is still the bad news except for the big leak. And stock market is flatline basically today. It's all basically unchanged. Tesla went up a little bit, which is weird. I don't know why that would happen. But except for some weird shenanigans on the backside, or all these weird Republicans pumping fake belief into the future, which is looking really dim. A 12-year low. Consumer confidence is at an all-time low, basically. And so on and so on. And numbers are going to start coming in terribly, and inflation numbers are going up, and unemployment numbers are going up, and everything's bad, and Donald Trump's an idiot, and we're just suffering in his shitty world. What's worse, the shitty people that got elected or the shitty people that voted for him? I love my new joke. I can't stop being ugly, but you can stop being a Republican. Anyway, okay. Yeah. So sad. So sad. So sad. Thank God for this race. Costco's doing good. Costco's up today. Walmart's really tanking. I wonder why. Amazon's not doing too good. But this is under $3. This big old thing of carrot juice. You know, what is it? What is it? A whole bunch of it. 24 ounces for $2.80. Pretty good. I once found this on sale. $2.90 for all three of them. Like 90 cents a piece. I love those Costco sales. All right. Here, me and my staff at All Good Things at All Good Time. This big staff. We fly our Constitution upside down. And we keep these nuts glazed like you would expect we would. Anyway, sorry. I can't help myself sometimes. All right, you guys have a great day. Do no harm, do no crime, unless your crime is consuming cannabis or consuming reproductive health care as a woman or as a man. Why should that ever be a crime? And wait till the freaking Republicans start to come after people's guns and their weed. They think they like everyone having a gun until they're worried that those people might want to turn those guns against them. And I have to wonder if that's going to happen because, you know, if you don't know gun owners' mindsets, there's a few things that are always there. Either they're worried about, they got to have them for the Chinese, will protect their home, but protect themselves from the government in case they become tyrannical, in case the government becomes a king. You know, in case we get a king. Right on. Love you, girl. Oh, all right. Getting closer to the Farrah Fawcett hair, almost, you know. Pretty soon. Many of you don't even know what that is. Anyway, all right. Have a great day. Love you guys. Aloha.